about to start my workout for today. All I'm using today is a sandbag and my jump rope, but you do not need any exercise equipment whatsoever to follow along with this workout because I will be providing equipment-free substitutions. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises briefly demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So starting with the equipment that I'm using today, I have my sandbag here for reference, and for reference only, my sandbag is filled with about 25 pounds of sand. That's a good weight for me that's going to challenge me today. You may need to use something lighter or heavier than that. That depends on your strength, it depends on your level of fitness. It also just depends on what you have available to you and how hard you're looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when choosing your weights and make the decision that is best for you. If you do not have a sandbag, you can really make pretty much any kind of weight work for this workout. If you have nothing that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the workout, that's fine. You don't need to add weight. You don't need any equipment at all, I promise. But if you would like, you can try to fashion something similar to a sandbag. That's easy enough to do by just grabbing a backpack or a duffel bag and filling it with some sort of weight. But the exercise that I'm doing with my sandbag today, you can just as easily do with a large bag of dog food, and I have actually shown you how to do that before. So almost anything can work for weight, and if you don't have a sandbag or anything similar or anything that you can kind of fashion that's similar to that, you really can make a medicine ball work, or dumbbells, or a kettlebell, or other types of household items like a jug of laundry detergent, for example, or one of those big 2.5 gallon jugs of water, with just a couple of simple modifications. So don't worry if you don't have a sandbag. If you want to try to make something similar, that's great. If not, you can make pretty much anything work, and if you don't want to add weight, you don't have to. So other than that, I'm just using my jump rope. So if you don't have a jump rope, you can just pantomime jumping rope. You can just pretend that you're jumping over an imaginary rope, and that's fine. But you could also just do about 10 minutes of literally any kind of moderate paced cardio exercise you want. So you can pantomime jumping rope either with your feet together, or you can do it how I do it. I kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope. But if you're going to be jogging in place while jumping over an imaginary rope, you don't necessarily need to be swinging an imaginary rope. You can just jog in place and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to increase the difficulty a little bit, you can do high knees, you can do jumping jacks, mountain climbers, any kind of moderate paced cardio exercise that you want to do where you can realistically do sets of 100 is fine. But if you don't want to count, or if you find it too tedious to do the cardio sections without any music, then I'm going to recommend that in addition to your sandbag and your jump rope, you get a speaker ready, have a speaker close by, and get a playlist ready of songs that make you feel like you want to move and put you in a good mood. So if you're listening to music, if you're like me, if I'm listening to music while I'm jumping rope, I can't count my reps. So what you can do instead of counting reps is just do 10 minutes of any kind of moderate paced cardio exercise you want to do, but 10 minutes of jump rope, for example. So you can set a timer for 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals times 20 rounds. That's 10 minutes. You can just do interval jump rope for 10 minutes on any intervals you want. You can do 15 seconds rest and 45 seconds work times 10 rounds. It doesn't matter. 10 minutes of interval jump rope, your choice on the intervals, and that way you can listen to music and it'll make it a lot less tedious. But if you don't have a jump rope, you could also just hop on the exercise bike or the treadmill or elliptical or Stairmaster if you have something like that. You could hop on one of those for 10 minutes while I'm jumping rope. If you have access to a heavy bag, you could work on your heavy bag for 10 minutes. I love that substitution. So if you have access to a heavy bag either at home or at the gym, that's another option. If you have stairs in your home or your apartment complex, or if you want to take this workout to a local beach or hiking trail or a park that has steps, you can do up and down the steps for about 10 minutes. Up and down the bleachers if you have access to the field at your local high school, or you could jog around the track for 10 minutes. So for some people, 10 minutes is 1 mile, four times around the track. It doesn't have to be exactly 10 minutes. My cardio sections are not going to be exactly 10 minutes, but plus or minus about 10 minutes of cardio. For some people that might be a mile. If you're really fast, maybe you can do 2 miles in 10 minutes. I think for most people it's somewhere in between. So let's say 4 to 8 laps around the track for your cardio sections. All right, so just get creative, use what's available to you, but basically plus or minus about 10 minutes of any kind of moderate paced cardio you want to do will work. So if you don't have a jump rope, don't worry. You do not need any equipment, but if you have something else that you can use, like if you have access to a Stairmaster or an elliptical or steps or something like that, you can make use of those. Other than that, you can see I'm wearing my fitness gloves. That's because we're doing push-ups. So I'm working out on this concrete. For me, it's going to be much more comfortable to do my push-ups with my hands on the concrete if I'm wearing fitness gloves. So I strongly recommend investing in a pair of fitness gloves if you don't already own a pair, but they're not strictly necessary. You could just put down a mat or a towel to make yourself more comfortable for your push-ups. It just might be a little bit tricky placing the mat where you need it, but it's completely doable. Same thing if you do your push-ups from your knees, you will want something soft underneath your knees. So an exercise mat or a yoga mat obviously will work, but if you don't have a mat, a towel should suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you probably won't need anything. But that's really all you're going to need. So for me, I've got my fitness gloves, I've got my sandbag, and I've got my jump rope, and that's it. You may need an exercise mat and or a speaker as well. So that is the equipment that we're looking at today. Now let's go over the exercises very quickly. So I already talked about jump rope. We're doing 2 cardio sections. Really, we're doing strength training and then cardio, and then we're just going to repeat the whole thing once more. I'm going to repeat it once more. You can just do it once if you want. So for my jump rope sections, I'm doing sets of 100 with my jump rope. So again, I kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope. You can jump with your feet together. You can jump side to side. You can do twist jumps. You can do jump rope jacks. You can jump on one leg. It doesn't matter. Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. The only important thing is that we're counting revolutions of the jump rope. So I'm doing sets of 100. So when I say a set of 100, 1 rep of jump rope means 1 revolution of the rope. So a set of 100 means I'm counting 100 revolutions of my jump rope. That's 1 set. I'll do that 10 times. That's my cardio section. All right, so you can do, if you don't have a jump rope, again, you can pantomime jumping rope, you can do high knees or jumping jacks, mountain climbers. Any kind of cardio exercise you want to do that you can realistically do sets of 100 of 10 in a row, that can be your cardio exercise, or you can do intervals. You can jump rope on intervals while you listen to music or hop on the exercise bike or something like that. Plus or minus 10 minutes of moderate paced cardio. Any way you want to get it done will work. Other than that, all I'm doing is a quick little combo with my sandbag. So it's going to be a push-up and a squat combo. So really you can do any combo you want that includes a push-up, any push-up variation, plus any squat variation. So let's just really talk about the proper form for push-ups and squats, and then you can kind of make your own combo. But I'll show you what I'm doing so that if you want to do exactly what I'm doing, you can do that. But starting with your proper form for your push-ups, you want to make sure, first of all, that your head is in line with your spine. So if you imagine that you are standing with your back up against the wall and just gently pressing the back of your head into the wall, that's where you want your head, and that's where you want your head to stay. So make sure you're keeping your head still. So head in line with the spine, shoulders away from the ears, and flat back. Those are your 3 bullet points that I want you to keep in mind while you're doing your push-ups. So coming down into your plank pose, you're going to start by spreading out all 10 fingers. Place your hands on the floor or the ground directly underneath your shoulders. Step your feet back so that you are in a plank position, making sure your head is in line with your spine, so you don't want to allow your head to droop down like this. You do not need to overcorrect by hyperextending your neck and jutting your chin out. Just want your head in a nice neutral position, and you want to make sure that your shoulders are away from your ears. So what I'm talking about there is you want to make sure that you're not kind of allowing yourself to sink down into your shoulders like this. Press the ground away from you. Push yourself up as high as you can in that plank, and make sure that your back is flat. So you're trying to avoid your hips or your belly kind of drooping down like this and causing an arch in your back. So you're going to do that by tightening up your ab muscles, using your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them lifted nice and high, so that your body is in one perfectly straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders. And from there, nothing moves, okay? Your head doesn't bob up and down. Your head stays still, perfectly in line with your spine, and your body stays in one straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders. If you are doing knee push-ups, your straight line is from your knees to your shoulders, but the concept is the same. So you're just bending your elbows, lowering your chest as close to the ground as you can without ever breaking that straight line. So if you cannot get your chest all the way down to the ground, that's fine. Just shorten up your range of motion, but don't compensate for the fact that you can't get your chest all the way down by lowering your hips or your belly down to the ground, or by lowering your forehead down to the ground, okay? Head stays still in line with the spine, back stays flat. So make sure you're maintaining that straight line the entire time. If you can't get your chest all the way down to the ground, you're just going to shorten up your range of motion. So you get your chest as close to the ground as you can without ever breaking that straight line, either from your heels to your shoulders or from your knees to your shoulders. And as soon as you've gotten to that point, you're going to press the ground away from you, push yourself back up and return to your starting position. All right, so you can do any push-up variation you want. Just make sure you remember those 3 bullet points: head in line with the spine, shoulders away from the ears, flat back. So for our squats, we also want shoulders away from the ears. We also want a flat back, but we're not trying to avoid an arch in the back, we're trying to avoid a rounded back. And you do that by tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. So imagine trying to tuck both shoulder blades into your back pockets. That's going to help you keep your shoulders back and down away from your ears. It's also going to help you keep your chest lifted nice and high, which is what we want. Now, again, you want strong, tight abs while you're doing your squats. Your core should always be engaged. So if you imagine that someone is about to come along and punch you in the stomach as hard as they can, and you're bracing for that impact, that is how tight I want your abs to be before you begin your squat and while you're squatting, okay? So shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, abs are super strong and tight and engaged. Now, the last thing I want you to think of before you think of squatting, because if you think of your squat as kind of going straight down, what's going to tend to happen is that your knees are going to end up tracking over your toes. That's really not the movement. So instead, what I want you to think about is hinging at the hips. Right before you sink down into that squat, think about hinging at the hips as though you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. Push your booty back. Remember, you're also keeping your chest lifted nice and high. So at the same time that you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, think also about trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. You want your spine elongated so that your back stays flat and the weight stays in your heels. So from here, you see how as soon as I do that hip hinge, my knees are no longer tracking over my toes. All of my weight is in my heels and I can actually pick up my toes. From here is where you can go ahead and sink down into your squat, all right? And then you're going to press your heels into the ground to stand. That's just a basic air squat, and you can absolutely just do air squats, all right? But whatever squat variation you choose, make sure that you are applying those same principles. So your bullet points for your squats: flat back, weight in the heels, all right? So start by tucking the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, abs are tight. Hinging at the hips, pushing that booty back. Back stays flat, weight stays in the heels as you sink down into your squat, and then you're pressing your heels into the ground to stand. All right, so I am doing a cross-legged push-up, crossed leg push-ups. Anyway, I'm crossing one ankle over the other. That's the point. So I'm going to start my combo by coming down into a plank pose. So I'm going to place my hands down in front of me. You can jump or step your feet back, it doesn't matter. I'm going to jump my feet back so that they're wide apart. And then I'm going to pick up one foot and I'm going to bring one foot over so that I'm stacking my ankles. My legs are crossed, and I'm going to do my push-up from this position. Then I'm going to bring this foot back, jump or step the feet back in, and then I'm going to do my squat combo. So I'm going to be throwing my sandbag over one shoulder for my squat. So I'm going to have my sandbag in front of me while I do my push-up, and then as I stand, I'm going to pick up my sandbag, throw it over one shoulder, and do my squat. Now I'm going to add a little oblique knee twist. So I'm going to pick up the knee that's on the opposite side of my sandbag, and I'm going to lift my knee and twist my body thoracically so that I'm bringing the opposite elbow, the elbow of the arm that's holding the sandbag, towards that knee, okay? Obviously, I'm not going to touch elbow to knee when I'm holding my sandbag, but that's the movement. If you're not holding on to any weight, then you'll want to touch your elbow to your knee if you can. It's fine if you have to shorten up your range of motion. You may or may not be able to actually make them touch, but that's what you're working towards. The point is that you're twisting your body thoracically so that you really feel that squeeze in your obliques, all right? But that's my combo. Then I'm going to throw my sandbag down, and I'm going to repeat the combo on the other side. So from here, my sandbag is in front of me. I'm going to let go of the sandbag, put my hands down, jump or step my feet back so that they're wide apart. Now I'm going to pick up the opposite foot, bring it across, stack my ankles, do my push-up from this position, and then unstack the ankles, jump or step the feet in, pick up my sandbag, throw it over the opposite shoulder, squat, and now I'm going to pick up the knee that's on the opposite side of my sandbag, and I'm going to lift the knee, twist my body thoracically, bringing the sandbag towards that knee. Throw down the sandbag, okay? Alternating sides. So then hands down, jump the feet back, cross leg push-up, jump the feet in, throw the sandbag over the shoulder, squat, lift the knee and twist. Throw the sandbag down, other side, hands down, jump or step the feet back, stack the ankles, push up, jump or step the feet in, pick up the sandbag, throw it over the opposite shoulder, squat, oblique knee crunch, throw the bag down. All right, that's it, that's my combo. So if you do not have a sandbag or some other type of weight that you can throw over your shoulder, like a bag of dog food or a backpack or a duffel bag filled with some sort of weight, you can grab a duffel bag and fill it with like bags of beans or rice or kitty litter or powdered laundry detergent, sand. If you're going to the beach, you could fill it with sand. All right, so if you can't fashion something similar, or if you don't have something similar like a big bag of dog food that you can throw over your shoulder, then you can add weight to the squat in some other way. So if you have a couple of dumbbells or a heavy kettlebell or a jug of laundry detergent or a big gallon, 2.5 gallon jug of water or something like that, you can hold a weight in front of you while you do your squat, and then you can add that oblique twist if you want. You can eliminate the twist if you want. All right, you could do thrusters, you could do any kind of squat variation with or without weight, and it could be any kind of weight. Okay, so just get creative and use what you've got. But remember, you don't need to add weight at all. So if you want to do the combo that I'm doing, but you're not adding weight, then you'll just do your one leg push-up, jump the feet in, and then just do an air squat and add your oblique twist. Okay, super simple. But again, it can be any push-up variation you want combined with any squat variation you want. So it's very, very easy to kind of customize this workout to accommodate your access to equipment and your fitness level, and also any time constraints you may have, because the format is as follows. So I'm going to be doing 50 sets of my combo. So I'll do that little combo 50 times, alternating sides with each rep. And then I'm going to do 10 sets of 100 with my jump rope. Then all I'm going to do is repeat that whole thing once more. So if that is too many reps for you, you have several options. First of all, you can do the whole thing once and then stop. So you don't have to repeat it. You can just do 50 sets of the combo and then 10 sets of 100 with your jump rope, and that can be your workout. That's fine. Or you can do 50 total sets of the combo. So instead of doing 50 sets of the combo, alternating sides with each rep, you can start your workout by doing 25 sets all on the same side. Then instead of 10 sets of 100 with the jump rope, you can do 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope and then repeat the whole thing. So then after your first jump rope section, or plus or minus 5 minutes of some other type of cardio if you're not doing jump rope, you can repeat the whole thing by doing another 25 sets of the combo on the other side. And then if you want another jump rope section, or you can just do one jump rope section in the middle, you really can just kind of mix and match the sections however it works for you, and you can increase or reduce the amount of sets or reps that you're doing. It's really, really easy to customize this workout. It's super simple. We're just doing push-ups, squats, and cardio. All right, so hopefully that is all clear, and hopefully it's clear how to take what works for you and leave the rest. Hopefully it's clear how to modify the exercises and the format to accommodate your time constraints, your access to equipment, your fitness level. But as always, if anything is unclear with the format of the workout and how everything fits together, how you can customize the format, if you have any questions about the exercises that we are doing today, any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, if you need to see beginner modifications, I'm always here to help, so please just ask. It is incredibly important that you understand what it is that you are asking your body to do. You have to understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And hopefully you guys know that it is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I am always here to help facilitate that. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to make sure that you are working to your own level, first of all. So that means choosing a sandbag or dumbbells or household items that are an appropriate weight for you. It means using your common sense. So make sure that whatever you are holding onto for weight, you are able to maintain a secure grip on it. It's nothing that you're going to drop and injure yourself or break something and make a mess. Make sure that if you start with weight and the weight becomes too taxing, you have something lighter that you can switch to, or you can drop the weight altogether and switch to the body weight versions of the exercises that I showed you, okay? So please just be smart, be safe, listen to your body. Use your common sense and make the decision that is best for you, okay? It means applying beginner modifications as necessary, shortening up your range of motion, reducing the amount of sets or reps that we're doing one round instead of 2. So please just make sure that you're working to your own level. You have to decide what's best for you, and make sure that you're going at your own pace as well. That's incredibly important, because if you're in really good shape, you'll definitely be faster than I am. You'll be able to complete the combo, 50 sets of the combo much quicker than I am. You'll be able to complete your jump rope sections much quicker than I am. That's all wonderful, as long as you're not losing anything off of your form to get there. All right, if you are faster than I am, great. Be faster than I am. Just make sure that you're not racing to stay ahead of me at the expense of your form. If you are slower than I am, that is also wonderful, because you got dressed and you got out here and you are doing the work, okay? As long as you are putting in the work and getting your reps done, that is what matters. So just do your best. It doesn't matter how quickly you get your reps done. It matters that you are executing each rep with excellent form. It is always going to be safer and more effective to do your reps slower with good form than it is to race through and do your reps sloppy just so that you can, either race to stay ahead of me or race to keep up with me. Please do not race to stay ahead of me. Please do not race to keep up with me. Go at your own pace. If you fall behind, either because you're working at a slower pace than I am, or because you find that you're needing to take rest breaks where I'm not taking them, or you're just needing longer rest breaks than what I'm taking, and you fall behind, that's fine. Just pause the video, get a sip of water, okay? Towel off, let your heart rate come down a little bit, allow your breathing to normalize a little bit, and when you're ready, come back. I am not going anywhere. I will be right here waiting for you. We can get back into it together. If you do need to pause and rest though, I want you to challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can. but they should be as long as you need. So you should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. All right, so please, again, just be smart, be safe, use your common sense, listen to your body, make the decision that is best for you, work to your own level, go at your own pace, and do not sacrifice your form for speed. All right, hopefully I have covered everything. If you are ready to go ahead and begin the workout, go ahead and grab whatever equipment you need. So for me today, that is my fitness gloves, my sandbag, and my jump rope. You may also need to grab a speaker or an exercise mat or a yoga mat. If you don't have a mat, maybe a towel. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, I don't think you'll need anything like that. But if you do your push-ups from your knees, make sure you have something soft underneath your knees. Pause the video, go get dressed, and then meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick 5-minute warm-up, and then we'll get right into the workout. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm-up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. You are not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. You're just allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck by using the weight of your arms. So just allow your arms to relax and allow your shoulders to relax. Your shoulders should be down away from your ears. Now we're going to do the other side, so allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is completely relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed as well. They should be down and away from your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to begin by allowing your chin to fall first towards your chest and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. Each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier. Allow your range of motion to increase until finally your entire torso is just kind of spilling down in front of you. Your arms are nice and loose like a rag doll. Now we're going to roll the shoulders back. You can roll them towards the front if you prefer, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are exploring your full range of motion here. So you want to make the circles as big as you possibly can. Next, we're going to do some arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So begin by extending your arms straight out to the sides, and then start by making small circles either towards the back or towards the front, it doesn't matter. But gradually, as the interval progresses, you want to start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally you are exploring your full range of motion, making those circles as big as you can. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend the knees and kind of sweep your hands down in front of you as you straighten the legs. You're straightening the arms and reaching up overhead, stretching up as high as you can. Each time you bend your knees, allowing your range of motion to increase a little more, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet planted right where they are, a little wider than shoulder width apart. We're just going to lunge side to side, nice and easy, adding the arms. So now with each lunge, I'm just reaching my arm across my body. It's like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're going to march in place. So step the feet in and march, starting with your knees low, but gradually, as the interval progresses, you can start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. And now we're going to jog in place. Again, knees are low to start, but gradually you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. And next is booty kicks. So this time we're still jogging, but this time we're going to bring, with each step, you're bringing your foot behind you. Really try to kick yourself in the booty cheek with your heel. A few more seconds here. If you struggle with balance, you can hold on to something for support for this next one. If not, hands on the hips is fine. Transfer your weight into one foot, pick up the other foot, and you're just going to swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. Just waking up those hip flexors. Other leg, so put this foot down, transfer your weight again. Pick up the opposite foot and just swing the leg front and back. Again, you can start low and gradually as the interval progresses, if it feels comfortable, you can start expanding your range of motion, swinging that leg higher and higher. Now, transfer your weight again, pick up the other foot, extend the leg out in front of you, and then bring the leg around and behind, making a little semicircle. Each time I make my semicircle, I'm lifting my leg higher and higher, and for the last 2 reps, I'm driving my knee up in front of my chest, using my hand to guide it around for a hip circle. Other side. Extend the opposite leg out in front of you. Bring the leg around and behind. Each time you make that semicircle, lifting that leg higher and higher, and for the final 2, hip circle. Drive the knee up in front of you. Grab a hold of the knee, use your hand to guide it around. Finishing up with a quick hamstring stretch. I'm using this post to assist me. You can use the wall or a chair, a bar stool, the arm of your couch. You don't need to use anything, but you want to really keep your back flat as you can as you come into this stretch, just to isolate your hamstrings more effectively. So if you use something like a chair or the arm of your couch to assist you, it can make that stretch a little bit more comfortable, maybe a little bit more accessible. But that's it, that's our 5-minute warm up. So let's go ahead and get right into the workout, starting with 50 sets of our push-up and squat combo. As soon as you're ready, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm doing a cross-legged push-up, hands down, jump or step the feet back, cross one ankle over the other and do a push-up. Now jump or step the feet in. Pick up the sandbag, throw it over one shoulder, squat, lift the knee, oblique twist. Throw the bag down. That's one set. Other side. Hands down, jump or step the feet back, cross the opposite ankle, push up, jump or step the feet in. Throw the sandbag over the opposite shoulder, squat, lift the opposite knee, oblique knee twist, throw the bag down. That's 2. We're doing that 50 times, so do your best. It's 3. Cross leg push up. Squat, oblique crunch. That's 4. That's 10. Remember, 50 sets is too many. Do fewer sets, that's fine. That's 20. Don't rest if you don't need to. I'm just taking a few breaths before I start on my next set of 10. We're halfway there. If it's getting too taxing with the weight, drop the weight. As you do 20 more sets, I'm gonna break them down into 2 sets of 10. One more deep breath. I'm gonna tackle my next set of 10. So, picking up my count at 30. Just 10 sets left. Don't rest if you don't need to. Remember, keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but make sure they're as long as you need. You only want to resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. So if you need a longer rest break, you can pause the video, come back when you're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and start my final 10 sets. So picking up my count at 40. Just 5 more. Last one. And 50. That took me 13 minutes. I wanted to try to complete all 50 sets in closer to 10 minutes, but it's fine. So that's part 1. That's our strength training. Although my heart rate is quite a bit elevated. But now we're moving on to cardio. So for me, that is 10 sets of 100 with my jump rope, which is tedious. So if you don't want to count reps, get some music going and just do about 10 minutes of interval jump rope, that's fine. Or plus or minus 10 minutes of literally any kind of moderate paced cardio exercise you want. So if you want to hop on the exercise bike or the treadmill or something like that, go ahead and get a kick-ass playlist going so that it's more bearable. I'm just going to grit my teeth and suffer through this 10 or so minutes of moderate paced cardio. So any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the jump rope. So 100 revolutions of the rope is 1 set. And we're going to do 10 sets, all right? Just taking a couple more deep breaths here. I want my heart rate to come down a little bit before I jump into my cardio section. So again, if you need a longer rest break, now is a good time to pause the video, towel off, get a sip of water, and once you feel that your heart rate has normalized a little bit and your breathing has normalized a little bit and you have enough strength and enough stamina to complete the cardio section, come back. And as soon as you're ready, here we go. 10 sets of 100 with the jump rope. So you're counting 100 revolutions of the rope. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. So I like to just mark a little slash after each set so I don't lose track of how many sets I've done. That's my first set of 100. We're going to do 9 more. Take as little time as you can in between sets. We want this to flow, and I want to finish this cardio section in about 10 minutes. But go at your own pace, and just remember that if you trip over your jump rope, it's fine. You do not have to go back and start the whole set over. Just take a deep breath. Do your best to leave it behind you and get right back into it. Just pick up your count where you left off, all right? So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Set number 2. That last set, I tripped over my jump rope on rep like 80. So I just took a breath, got back into it, and did another 20 revolutions of the rope, and that was my 3rd set. Just do your best. Remember that your best is always good enough. So let your best be good enough. Here we go, set number 4. That was set number 5. We're halfway there. Five more sets. That was 10 sets. So far, we're at about 26 minutes, just under. So if that's all you have time for today, or that's just all you want to do today, that's fine. You can stop here if you want. just make sure you do your bonus burpee. Remember, the workout is not officially complete until you have done your bonus burpee. And then you can use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the cool down. Take like 5 minutes and do a quick cool down with me. And then you can go ahead and have a sip of water, towel off, get in the shower, eat something, have some lunch, get on with the rest of your day. That's fine. Make sure though that you are taking time to stretch. If you have time to do it immediately after the workout, that's the best time to do it. But if you don't have time right now, just make sure you're getting your stretching done at some point during the day. If you are continuing on with me, we're just going to repeat that whole thing one more time. So another 50 sets of the combo and then another 10 sets of 100 with the jump rope, or 50 sets of whatever push-up squat combo you're doing, and plus or minus 10 minutes or so of some kind of moderate paced cardio, all right? All right. Again, now's a good time if you need a longer rest break to pause the video, get a sip of water, take a few deep breaths, allow your breathing to normalize, let your heart rate come down a little bit. And when you feel comfortable, when your heart rate is where you want it, and when you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina to do another 50 sets of our sandbag combo, come back and we will get started on the second half together. One more deep breath. All right, so as soon as you're ready, here we go. Another 50 sets of our combo. So, cross leg push up, squat, oblique knee crunch. Other side. That's 2. So remember, it's always the same side that your ankles are crossed on. That's the side you're going to throw the sandbag on for your squat. And then you're always picking up the opposite knee, bringing sandbag to opposite knee. Other side. Yes, I just poked my eye out with my sandbag, in case you were wondering. That's 4. More. That's 10. I'm going to be tackling these in groups of 10 for as long as I can. And I'm taking little rest breaks after every 10 sets because that's just what I need to do right now. But again, please make sure you're going at your own pace. So whenever you need a longer rest break than what I'm taking, pause the video, come back when you're ready. If you need rest breaks where I'm not taking them, pause the video, come back when you're ready. But If you're stronger than I am, you have more stamina than I am, and I'm taking a rest break when you don't feel like you need one, don't wait for me. You know what we're doing, all right? Just keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my next 10. So my goal now is to get to 20 before I have to pause and rest again. So as soon as you're ready, here we go, picking up my count at 10. That was 20. Getting through that set was really tough. So obviously I'm going to rest here. That was my plan, resting after each 10 sets. But this rest break might be a little on the longer side because I want to continue doing unbroken sets of 10 for as long as I can. I only need to do it 3 more times. So if I just take a couple of extra seconds to breathe here, that'll increase the likelihood that I'm able to continue doing sets of 10. But even if I can't, I'll just start doing 5 sets before I rest. It's fine. I've completed 20, I have 30 more to go, so I'm gonna get them done. But again, challenge yourself to keep the rest breaks as short as you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on my next 20. If you need a longer rest break, pause the video. Come back when you're ready. let's keep pushing. Not only halfway through this set, but halfway through our 50 sets. And now, more than halfway through. That was 26. Let's do another 4. That was 30. Have just 2 more sets of 10, or 2 more groups of 10 sets. However you want to look at it, but it's 2 more of something instead of 20 more of something, so psychologically that makes it easier for me. So if I just tackle my next set of 10, that's all I'm going to think about, and then after that I just have to do that once more. All right. Picking up my count at 30. That's 35, 5 more. Just 10 sets left to go. If you don't need to rest, keep going. Run the home stretch. Just gonna take one more deep breath. All right. Shake it out. As soon as you're ready, here we go. Final 10 sets. So I'm picking up my count at 40. Extra push up that time because I messed up. That was set 95 on the day. We just have to do 5 more. So sets 95 through 100 when you're ready. Here we go. That is set 100. All right, so strength training is done. We're still well under an hour. So I wanted to finish this in something like 40, 45 minutes. We're at about 46 minutes right now. So obviously I missed that goal, but at least if I can get through my jump rope section at a reasonable pace, I'll still be able to finish in under an hour, so I'm good with that. If you're done, you don't necessarily have to repeat the cardio section. We've been at it for over 45 minutes, so that's fine. If that's all you want to do today, again, do your bonus burpee, use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the cool down, do a quick cool down with me, and then stretch, have your shower, have something to eat, get on with the rest of your day. If you do want to repeat the cardio section with me, You can do exactly what you did for the first cardio section. That's what I'm going to do, or you can do something else. Again, it's just plus or minus 10 minutes or so of any kind of moderate pace cardio, any way you want to get it done. So if you need a longer rest break, pause the video, towel off, get a sip of water, and come back when you are ready. One more deep breath. And here we go. Second and final cardio section. So another 10 sets of 100 with the jump rope. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Slash. One set down, 9 to go. You know what we're doing. I'm gonna zip it. I need to conserve some energy if I wanna meet my goal of finishing in under an hour. So 9 more sets of 100. Just 5 more to go, let's push. I tricked on rep like 96. So instead of just doing another 4 revolutions, just gonna tack on a few extra revolutions of the rope to this set. So I'll do like 110 revolutions this time to make up for those few reps I missed off the previous set. I think that was 110. So now I'm square. And you guys, that was set number 7. Just 3 more to go. Let's keep pushing. I think that might have been 110. I'm not sure. I felt like I lost count at some point. Regardless, that was set number 19. So we have completed 1,900 revolutions with the jump rope. We have just 100 reps left to go. When you're ready, final set of 100. Number 10, and we made it. Finished that in under an hour. I'm still marking that 10th slash because I earned it. All right, so that took me, well, my timer says 57 minutes and 59 seconds. So I'm gonna deduct like 2 seconds because that's how long it took me to like wake up my phone and pause the timer, let's say. So I'm gonna say my official score is 57.57. Mine's 57.57. Pulp Fiction is in the air. That's what I thought of when I did this. And then remember when they're in the restaurant, Uma Thurman and John Travolta, and she tells that cheesy ketchup joke? Mine's 57. Anyway, that's it. That's part 2. That's our second round of strength training and our second cardio section, but we are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go, but first, whenever I do a workout that incorporates jump rope, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope. So I think I forgot to introduce Rudbecca during the tutorial. So if you don't know, Rudbecca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there's a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code Rudbecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. It doesn't have to be this jump rope. That coupon code will save you 10% on whatever jump rope you choose. But if you do not want to do the bonus set of jump rope with me, that's fine. The bonus burpee is mandatory. Everyone must do a bonus burpee. That is what officially completes the workout. But if you do not want to do the bonus set of jump rope, you could just take another minute to breathe, cheer me on. Hope I can get through another set of 100 without tripping over Rudbecca, and then we'll do our bonus burpee together. If you would like to join me for the bonus set of jump rope, we're just doing 1 more set of 100, just like we've been doing for the last 57 minutes and 57 seconds. So again, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the rope. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20. 30. 40. 50. 60. 70. 80. 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is 100. All right, so that is our little bonus set of jump rope. And now we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So let's just do a quick cool down together. You just want to keep moving for a couple of minutes while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit and while you allow your breathing to normalize. So you can just kind of pace around back and forth, shake out the legs a little bit, and focus on slowing down your breathing by thinking about breathing all the way down to your belly button. So as you inhale, feel your diaphragm being pulled down. Allow your rib cage to expand, and imagine filling up your entire torso with air. And then use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. So bringing one arm across your body, use your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is completely relaxed. Make sure your shoulder is relaxed. If your shoulder is tense and hunched up by your ear, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively. So relax the arm, relax the shoulder, And keep moving while you're doing this shoulder stretch. So you can just kind of shake out the legs like I'm doing. You can even just shift your weight from foot to foot, or you can keep pacing back and forth, whatever feels good to you. Shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bringing the opposite arm across your body, using your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Straight arm is completely relaxed. Shoulder is relaxed. Feel that nice stretch in your shoulder. Keep moving and keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So let's take one more deep breath here, sending that breath all the way down to your belly button as you inhale. And then using your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Shake it out. Let's do a quick tricep stretch. So you're going to bend one elbow, reach back and grab a hold of your elbow with the other hand, and then gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Making sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. So you want to avoid having your free hand hanging out up here somewhere by your shoulder. Point those fingers straight down at the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. One more deep breath here. So breathing all the way down to your belly button as you inhale. Control the air as you exhale. Shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bending your other elbow, place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Making sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. Make sure you are continuing to focus on your breathing all the way down to your belly button, and make sure you're continuing to move. So again, I'm just kind of shifting my weight from foot to foot. You can shake out the legs, you can pace around a little bit. Let's take one more deep breath here. And come out. We're going to finish with a quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold on to the wall or a tree or a chair or your dining room table, the arm of your couch for support. You're going to bend one knee, bring the leg behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side. If you are not holding on to anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands and then press your heel into your booty cheek. Really press it in there, and as you're doing that, you want to tilt your pelvis forward. So think about kind of tucking your booty underneath you and trying to touch your spine with your belly button. As you're doing that, as you're tilting your pelvis forward, make sure you're continuing to really press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're instantly going to feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles as you isolate them more effectively, but you're also going to feel the stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. So shake it out. Let's get the other side. Bending the other knee, bring the foot behind you. Reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you are not holding on to anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek. Keep pressing, and then as you're doing that, you want to tilt your pelvis forward, tucking your booty underneath you, sucking that belly button all the way back towards your spine. So as you're tilting the pelvis forward, you're continuing to press your heel into your booty cheek. Feel that stretch intensify in your quads. Feel it stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. Let's take one more deep breath here. So as you inhale, sending that breath all the way down to your belly button. Use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale and come out. And one last time, shake out the legs, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms a little bit. And that's it. That's our little cool down. So if you find that you're still breathing heavily or your heart rate is still elevated, just take a couple more minutes to pace around. You can do a little more light stretching. That's a great idea. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It's still really important to make sure that you're taking a good 15 or 20 minutes to stretch every single day. It's going to go a long way towards alleviating any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and of course it's going to improve your flexibility. So please make sure that you are taking the time to stretch every day, but also please make sure that you are doing so safely. Immediately following the workout is always going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. But if you do not have time to stretch right now, that's fine. It doesn't matter what time of day you get your stretching done, but just remember that if you do put off your stretching until later on in the day, that your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you'll need to take a few minutes to warm them back up before you begin stretching. You never want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles, because your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. But that's it. That is all I have for you today, so I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything was unclear with the format of today's workout and how everything fits together, how you can modify and customize the format to accommodate your time constraints or your fitness level or your access to equipment, if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, or if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, please remember that I am always here to help, so ask questions if you have them. And that is going to do it for today, but before I say goodbye, I just have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, I want to dance, I want to win, I want that trophy. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way until the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, I want to dance, I want to win, I want that trophy. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.